Nonetheless, I got everything you said. And yes, I was just talking about how I moved the amplifier under the boat anchor desk, and well, you guys saw the pictures with the exhaust tube, and I put a quilt on the front of the opening of the desk to quiet it down even more. But I'm building a door for it, a hard, wood door, and sealing the door around the edges, so it should really quiet things down some. And Henry, how were you? I sent it back down to you, Henry, to see if you were hearing Kevin at all. Jesus Christ. N4 EDQ W3MMR.
Yeah, W3MMR and 3DQ. I could hear Kevin through the Wake Forest SDR. So you could tell him I could hear him through Wake Forest. I don't hear him direct. And Perry, the other thing you could do, if you want to quiet the noise down underneath your desk, because since you're exhausting the heat, they make insulated duct board. You can get it in 3/4 inch, and we insulate air conditioning duct boxes with that on the inside. It comes in flat, like a flat panel, like a 4x8. You probably get it from a wholesaler or from an air conditioning guy. Buy a sheet of that, line the hole inside, and I guarantee you, once you put that door on and insulate that door too with that, you won't hear any noise at all. Let me give it back to you there. W3MMR N4EDQ.
N4EDQ W3MMR. Okay, Henry. Real good. Well, the thing is, yeah, that would work really well. But if you look at that picture, okay, the exhaust, and you see how it goes out and underneath the desk, there's obviously a space underneath of the drawer that it goes under, okay, and the back of the desk doesn't go all the way down to the floor. There's a 6-inch, gap between the floor and where the back of the desk starts. So there's going to be, it's not going to be a completely sealed off box, which is good, so it can exhaust in cool air or intake cool air in as well. So it's always going to be open in the back a little bit. But the front I can, close off as well as I can there. And I'm sure you can hear the fans in the background, because I have things cranked up at the moment, because this is my my battle conditions profile here, so you might be able to hear some things more so than you would at night when it's, well, probably more so at night because I'll be 40 over up here, but I don't have the audio cranked up as much. But it's all good info there, Henry. And yeah, I'm trying to quiet it down as much as I can, so I'll try anything, man. I'll try anything, that's for sure. Let me turn it back down to Kevin and see if he's hearing us any better. But Henry, you're coming up in here great. You're a good 20 over at the moment. N4EDQ W3MMR. Or KK4GZQ, you pick it up. My bad. W3MMR. I guess he's not, he's still at the coffee pot there, Henry. Back down to you, Henry. N4EDQ W3MMR. Am I getting out? What happened to everybody? Everybody's gone. Earth to Henry.
There you go. I did not hear Kevin at all. Did you hear Kevin? Because I listened on the SDR.
No, he's not in there. I don't hear him. So I turn it back to you.
Oh, wow. Somebody else is on there, too. I see a double carrier moving around on the SDR. He's
Yeah.
either tuning frequency or something, but somebody else was in there. Anyway, yeah, very good. Well, I'm just trying to think of different ways of doing it. It's not objectionable. I mean, I don't hear much noise at all. Very, very little, if any. Very good. That's a good amplifier. That 3 kD is a good amplifier. I had the 2 kD, and boy, I'll tell you what, I wish I had that now. That was a beautiful little amplifier. I believe they're talking about the Henry. So that's the one that I had. I really, really enjoyed that one. Barry, we've been having some bad weather. It was so bad. I have a pond, and my pond washed out, man. You would not believe it. I have a koi fish in there. Fortunately, they stayed at one end, but we had so much rain that where I had the pipe, I have a pipe coming into the pond and a pipe going out. I went down the pond yesterday. I looked to it tonight, down, and I saw it was low. I said, what happened? And I walked down. That whole one side is totally washed out. Almost practically no more water in the pond. It was about a 25, 30 by 60 pond, and it's all gone. Now I got to get a bulldozer in there and a backhoe and repair that thing. What an expense that thing is going to be. I'll tell you what. It'll be that bad weather. The unbelievable trees falling down. And it's bad. The weather, lightning storms, tornadoes. We really have it coming down. Let me get back to you. I did get my 2-meter VHF system going, so I got that going. I did order. You could tell Kevin that if he comes back. I did order that fiberglass push-up pole. I ordered it from and it should be here today or tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put it up 50 feet. I'm going to leave it lower so it's really good and strong and mount it in a different location. That's what I'm going to put the VHF antenna on. But I've seen one at the Hamfest was very, very stout. Quite expensive when you think about it. I got the silk base, I got all the rings for it, and the rope. I ended up paying about like $812. And I'm also wondering if anybody heard the P90 AF. I was trying to get hooking it up to my vertical and see about getting on 160. Won't do much good for this summer, but it'll be good for the winter. Anyway, W3MMR M4EDQ. I hope you copied all that.
N480Q, excuse me, W3MMR. Yeah, copy, no problem, Henry. No problem at all. I'm not getting some, I think, RF into my internet. Here, every time I modulate, my stream starts to slow down. So I'm going to have to put some toroids on my router there. So that's the joys of having your antenna 10 feet out of the side of your shack window. There, so not much I can do about it. Anyway, yeah, real good on the 2KD. Henry, this amplifier is built nicer and beefier than any amplifier I've ever owned. I mean, this thing is built like a tank. I mean, the best of the best components. You know, I mean, this thing is really made to stand up, you know, to some abuse. You know, set it, forget it, not have to worry about the thing, you know what I mean? And I got it for a really good price, with a new tube in it. And I couldn't have gotten a better deal on it, to be honest with you. There, so I'm a very happy camper, and that's hopefully this thing lasts me a reasonable amount of time. I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. If I do, I'll get rid of it for an RF kit, LD Moss amplifier like my father has. I'll eventually get one of those. But for now, I'm gonna keep my hand on this thing and try and push it along, and hopefully it gets me some few years of service here. And I still have my AL80B. I'm not getting rid of that. That's a great little amplifier. I never want to get rid of it. It's a great little backup amplifier now. And I might leave it. I might put it in line and run another 220 line, so I can have this, the AL80B, and the Henry hooked up at the same time, and use the AL80 on other frequencies on the upper bands, and use this just here on 80 to make the life of it even longer, so I'm not using the band switch all the time, and retuning it all the time. And I just kind of would like to leave it. They didn't make many of these either, this 3KD Classic. They made it from 96 to 98. I made it for 2 years, and I know they didn't make many of them at all, but this tube, the 1200D7, 36 1200D7, so it's kind of a rare amplifier. But yeah, like I said, I got it from a friend of mine up in Connecticut, drove up there, spent some time with him. Wish this coronavirus thing wasn't what it is, and we could have went to breakfast and spent some more time together. But it was nice meeting him, seeing his shack and all that stuff. I'm not going to put his name over the air, because if you want to know, I'll message it to you. But kind of keeping this deal, who I got it from, on the low key there, on the air anyway. So well, I'm gonna send it back down to Kevin, see if Kevin's in there, see if he's hearing me. If not, Henry, I'll chime in and let you know to pick it up. KK4GZQ, and see if you're back from the pot yet. W3MMR. Yeah, nothing heard, Henry. And I heard you mention something about Jerry, K9GAS. I don't remember exactly what you said, but I haven't heard him. Last time I heard him was on 40 meters. I heard him on 40 meters less than a week ago, during the day, talking to Robert, and also talking to Kevin. GZQ was on there as well. And 480Q W3MMR.
I also noticed that you were looking for a desk or something. I'll tell you what's a sweet desk if you find one. The old metal office desk. I used to have one years ago. I really like those for ham radio, especially the old-fashioned ones. If you ever find one, try to grab it. A lot of stuff. He added a fan to the back of it. And that thing was pretty much sealed up, and that's where the insulation panels came from. I helped him insulate that. He was an old Navy Mars guy, and he ran Navy Mars radio. And so I told him about the insulation. We had an air conditioning company in Florida, so I got him some panels, and we cut it up, but we just stuck it on the inside there, glued it in, and it really made a nice metal cabinet desk. It's me and MMR. I'm going to get some more coffee. N480Q. I'll be listening.
N480Q, W3MMR. Okay, Henry, real good. 1, 2. Hold on. 1, 2, 2. Coming in my computer speakers at the moment across the room here. Yeah, I'm really getting some RF here in the shack at the moment. I guess it's because of the rain. I don't know. Anyway, back to power down some. That's down to 200 watts a carrier. And doesn't quite be as bad, so yeah, I can yeah, boy, I'm gonna have to put some ferrite on some stuff here. Anyway, we'll let you go, Henry. We're gonna take a standby as well, do some stuff here around the shack in the background, but we'll be listening to see if anybody else breaks in. N4 Echo Delta Queen, good talking to you, Henry. We'll talk to you later. W3MMR, standing by.
It's a great system.
Well, anything's got a lifespan, you know? I mean, it's like you buy a radio or a car. How long will it last trouble-free? I mean, nobody says that you're going to buy a step IR and in 15, 20 years it's nothing's going to go on with it. I don't think they claim that. You know, they're not a Mosley. They'll never be a Mosley, no matter what. You're never going to hear step IRs have been up for 35 years without a problem. It's never going to happen.
Very true.
I'll stake my pension on that one. I think they'd probably be, I don't know if they would say it on the record, but they probably would admit it also.
Yeah, I would. I'd expect so.
I mean, I'll never buy another beam other than a Mosley. I don't care. It's just this thing works as good as I want an antenna to work, and I certainly wouldn't give up one bit of dependability for anything else.
I guess one of Gary's sons is running that now, huh?
Not sure who's doing it. I talk to Gary once in a while up the band, and I've never asked him, or I don't know any inside information.
Yeah, I don't know.
Joe telling me, or somebody, did Chris have to get a part? Did something go wrong with his Shorty 40 Mosley?
Yes, yeah, something blew in it. Yeah, I don't know what.
Did Joe is the one that said that he wanted more for the parts than for a whole new antenna?
I don't know.
I've heard that from somebody, and I don't know who it was. You really got to try to blow something in a Mosley antenna. That's just coils, I think, in there. What could burn out? It's not even a trap.
Yeah. There's nothing that complex in that thing. I don't know how they do that. I don't know if they have a coil assembly in there to electrically get it to a half wave, or if it's I don't know how they do it. I've never looked that closely at it.
Now they're loading coils that they use in there. Take that in the combination of the element length, so they can get the direct feed system that they use. That would be 50 ohms. Without any kind of a beta match or any kind of a matching unit,
Yeah.
Because mine's the classic. Mine's got that wire in there. Acts like a capacitor. It's that classic capacitance the classic 33.
And this thing are the same. This one's been up just about, from July, it'll be 11 years, and still doing what it was doing the day it went up.
Oh, mine's been up 13 years now. That's the classic, and before that, I had that Force 12, and I think it was a piece of junk. It didn't last at all, and I took it down, scrapped it actually, and Pro 67B that I put up in Pennsylvania back in 1993 is still up there. It still looks as good as it did the day I put it up.
It's still at that. It's still on. It's still at that house. Hey, why don't you buy? Hey, why doesn't Perry go buy that house?
I don't know. Anyway, there it sits. Probably that tower's been nested now for 20 years. I would think it would need to be all recabled and all. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, that high gain 4-section 70-foot crank up. That's a nice tower, very heavy duty.
Hey, when you want to move back to when you get older, want to move back to the city, Frank, there it is.
Don't want to move.
Don't blame you. You got it. You're not the same way here. At the end of the day, Joe and I have diddled on and off about going up to Ohio, but at the end of the day, life is pretty good right here. I can bitch occasionally about the quirkiness of a small town, but it doesn't make any difference. They're all kind of the same. Because Detroit nor Fort Lauderdale were small towns. The Samaritan's first operation is still here in Seneca. We were down by their, where they keep all their equipment and stuff. We drove by there yesterday, and still going at it. Trying to clean things up down in Seneca.
Who was that?
Samaritan's Purse, Franklin Graham's help operation. It was Easter Sunday night. There was a tornado that went through Seneca and destroyed 120 homes, and severely damaged, another 1,200. So they're going to be they got going to be a long time getting things back together down there.
Oh.
And the Graham's operation just swooped in here with a lot of people and a lot of equipment, and they're leading the effort of putting Humpty Dumpty back together.
Oh yeah, Humpty Dumpty, så här är det.
Two SDR.
W4KR.
UFMU.
Hey, Ernie.
Fine, good morning, thanks.
Yeah, how copy down there?
I'm hearing you fine. I'm not hearing Stan at all, though.
Okay, yeah, it's Ernie in there. I guess the band's real long.
Yeah, you guys go ahead. I'll
Well, man,
I got a repair project I should get at here. Take me about an hour, and I should knock it out and get it done with. You guys go ahead. I'll see you later. W4KR.
Frank!
I'll be back in a second. It was on the other radio. I'll be right back.
You getting 553, Frank? Guess he's not hearing you.
On Fusion with Joe, Ernie.
Okay.
hopefully I got the call right.
W4GNK, Golf November Kilo. And I know who I'm talking to, but it's been a little bit since we've talked. And I want to say John, but that may not be right. Anyway, good morning to you. And the noise floor is pretty high here. I'm getting almost an S9, and at times it's a little higher than that. So at times you're flirting with right there with the noise floor, and then at other times you're getting up there at about 10 dB over S9 and getting clear where I can hear you. But sounding good. I heard you make mention of the rig there, but the audio on the rig sounds just fine. It's just band conditions, and good signal there at about 10 over, and that's one of the best signals I've seen on the band this morning as well. W4GNK question mark, KK4GZ.
W3 MMR. One.
Okay, Mike, I'll pass it up to Perry, and Perry, you came in pretty doggone strong that time. That was Whiskey 3 Mike Romeo. They're just outside of Philly, Mike. And I'll go ahead and pass it up to Perry. Good morning, Perry. I've got a better copy now. W3MMR, KK4GZQ with W4GNK.
Real quick, W4GMK or N as in November?
Mike, did I get the call right? Was that Golf November Kilo Roger? Okay, yeah, I did get that right, Perry. Whiskey 4 Golf November Kilo, over.
All right, W4GNK, gotcha. Good morning to you, Mike. Good morning, Kevin. Not a real great copy on Mike, unfortunately, but Kevin, you are strong. You're your normal self here this morning. Well, good morning to everyone on the Anon Apache Labs Anon 200D SDR transceiver this morning with the Henry 3K D amplifier into the balanced L network tuner and using a 600 ohm ladder line fed 80 meter doublet, apex about 65 feet. Rain up here this morning, Kevin. Lots of rain today, and it was raining all night. Getting some RF here in the shack because of, I guess, the rain. I gotta put some ferrite on here. I'm only running 50 watts more carrier, but I'm getting a lot more RF in the shack because my one leg of my antenna, Kevin's only 10 feet outside the window here, so I had no problem last night when it was dry, but having some issue here this morning with the internet, because my router's right here next to the window, so on and so forth. So, and I was coming through my speakers on my computer behind me as well. So, we're going to be putting some ferrite on things here to shore it up. But anyway, yep, running about 250 watts of carrier here this morning, and everything seems to be working well. 47 degrees. Got to go do it again today at the salt mine. Hope business is well for you, Kev, seeing that you've been staying busy. And it's actually great to hear you, man, this morning. I have a copy of you. We haven't been able to get in here in a few mornings because of how rough it's been. So the band's been really funky in the mornings and really long because I haven't been able to hear you. And I can always hear you usually. So back down to you, and hopefully Mike's hearing me. And I'll see if I can find a WebSDR to pick up Mike. KK4GZQ at W4GNK. This is W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, I just drugged my feet there just for a moment there and tried to see if there was anybody else out there. I know the band's weird, but at times you peaked up there at about 20 over. So good copy on that round, Perry. W3MMR and W4GNK. Mike, I'm going to make a short one. I'll get it right down to your way. And Mike is about 10 over on his signal peaks here, Perry. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain. We got more rain coming Saturday. I think I'm going to sneak out here and try to look at my list here this morning and figure out what it's looking like in the least amount of time. And try to get maybe one done by myself. And then over the weekend, I've got a guy that's really good and really trustworthy with the machine, and you know the whole deal. And I'm going to try to get him in with me maybe on Saturday. And then we've got more rain coming. And I've been lucky, Perry. I've been staying busy. The phone is still ringing, so I'm just doing the best I can. Kind of like somebody out here in the outfield that you got somebody hitting, flying hit. Trying to keep all I can here, I guess I might say. Mike, down to you. I'm on a Flex 3000 this morning, and Perry, the rig sounds great and okay on the ferrites, and you're able to get about 250 watts of carrier. And I've had to do the same here with the ferrites. So, and boy, what a good-looking piece that is. I'm just really, really super loving that piece there. I've not seen one of those in person. I've seen the console model, but never seen that. But what a nice little piece of equipment, Terry. I thought I was going to, Mike. W4GNK to pick it up. KK4GZQ in the group. Yeah, no doubt about that, Mike, on getting the rod out there. At kind of morning like this, it's very helpful. Mike, the name here is Kevin, Kilo Echo Victor India, November 7. I'm located about 16 miles southwest of Lexington, Kentucky, in a little farming community called Nonesuch. Pretty close to the world-famous Wild Turkey Distillery here, where they make the bourbon there. Over. Mike, I lived in Jeffersonville. I mean, I lived on the other side of the I-65 bridge there, right at the big tall high-rise there called the Harbors. I lived with a fellow there that owned a couple of automotive tinning, car stereo shops and whatnot, and I ran one of his stores there for a little while. I actually lived in southern Indiana there. No, he had one location in Clarksville and one over on Bardstown Road there in Louisville, and I ran the one on Bardstown Road. Over. No, I don't remember that. No, I was just in Louisville for a brief period of time. That would have been around 1990. That would have been around 90 something that I lived up there, and I was only up there. Sounds good, Mike. On your dad with whatnot. Got you right in as well. Perry, are you copying what Mike's talking about, that 24th scale smart car track there in Louisville that was, he said it was a sight to see there, over?
No, I'm not copying Mike. I tried every WebSDR I could think of, and I'm just not copying him. Actually, let me try to get him in the log here, and I may be able to, by his location, figure out the web. He's in Louisiana. So, and he's not coming in on the Birmingham one at all. No, Kevin, I'm not copying him. So I'll stand by for you guys there, Roger.
Yeah, just stay right in with us. Yep, real good. Perry, well, you're holding in solid. The band's just not really good. I've got a 100% copy on Mike right now, but he's not, it's borderline. It's one of those with Mike that looks like the rug could be pulled out from under us about any time. He's running about a kilowatt. Mike, what did you say the transmitter was, over? $7,300.
Okay.
Okay, on 7,300. What was the amp? I doubled with you. I was telling Perry what you were running. Go ahead, Mike. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. You got Perry's running a... what model number is that again, Perry? It's the 3K... he's running the Henry version. I've got the same as you, Mike. I'm running an AL1200 here as well, 3CX1200A7. And I think Perry may be running a D7 or maybe a different one. What was it, Perry, over?
Yeah, it's the Henry 3KD Classic with the 3CX1200 D7. You got it right, Kevin. The 1200 D7, Roger.
Yeah. The reason I ended up with this one, it's a 3CX1200 D7, Mike. A Henry 3K Classic. Beautiful piece that he picked up maybe over in Connecticut, maybe? Anyway, up in there fairly close to where he lives. And Mike, the reason I ended up with this one is that he came from the advice of a fellow named Wolf. About, what he thought. And he recommended this particular amplifier. Over.
That's what I am
too, Mike. WC2, Mike. W4G&K will start with the MMR, KK4G. Yeah. You got to mess up you really mess up the tube, Perry. And one of the things I found as an advertising in this particular piece was they talked about having a direct short on the machine, and it wouldn't hurt the tube, Perry. W3MMR, KK4G's two in the group.
Yeah, I've read a lot of good things about this tube. I've read a lot about the ruggedness of this tube, and ruggedness, not just like you said, as far as heat or high SWR, anything like that. I'm talking about like dropping the tube as well. I was reading it's very what's the word I'm looking for? Very strong against lots of jarring and say if you were to drop the damn thing, it would be okay. I guess that's why they touted these and put this tube in there, was to have a nice stout tube. And I like to have things that are built good and to hold up to abuse and built to last, because I want this thing to last. They only made this thing from 96 to 98. They didn't make many of them. It's a pretty rare amplifier, the 3KD Classic, with the 1200 D7 in it. You don't see too many of them. You see a lot of the 2KDs with the 500Zs, and then you see some of the 3KD Premiers with the 8877s, the 3CX 1500. But you don't see a lot of this, and the 3KD Premiers, you see them like the console ones, but you don't see a lot of these, the 3KD Classic desktop model, which is what this is. So I'm very happy with it. It's as clean as it can, as a whistle. It's got a few small imperfections, scratches around the cabinet, very, very minor, that you can't even tell unless you're looking at it, really looking for it. And in the back plate looks like it was shifted at one point, or I don't know if it was like that from the factory or what. It's kind of a little dent that's like pushing out the cabinet, the side of the cabinet, all the way in the back. But like I said, you can't notice it unless you're really, really looking at it. So yeah, I'm super stoked about this amplifier. I enjoy it. So far, so good. I can't even drive this thing anywhere near to what it will do with this radio. I'm running about 20 watts of carrier into it right now, and peaking up around 1200 watts. 20 watts gives me about 200 watts of carrier. 260 watts of carrier out of this thing, and this Anon won't drive it hard. But if I had, say, an FT101 or something, Kevin, or a Ranger, that would key 20 key 30, 35 watts and swing up into this thing, boy, this amplifier would scream there. Go ahead.
Well, okay, there's Bob. KN4NH recognized with W3MMR, W4G&K Mike out of Louisiana as well, Bob. And I'll pass it to you, George, and I'll send it on around to Mike. And Perry's talking about the 3K Classic there, Bob, with the 3CX 1207. Let me touch up some SWR here, guys. There we go. Huh. This looks like it's all just a little higher than it normally is, but that's nothing really out of the ordinary. Anyway, talking about 3K Classic, Bob, and Perry, that's a great amp. Like I said, I've never seen the one that you have there, but I've seen the console version. But boy, that's a sharp looking amp. Congratulations to you, and yeah, the tube has all kinds of gain. It's got a tungsten filament in it. Virtually indestructible. 3CX 1200 tube, great tube. Down to you, Bob, KN4HF. Okay, 4GZQ, how copy?
Good Lord, Carrier City. Bands in use, frequencies in use, peoples. Good Lord, man. People don't know how to use dummy loads. All I see is a carrier. Is he transmitting?
Carrier, of course, I saw some Perry signal, your signal, Bob. I also saw a carrier just a little higher, up on frequency here, but I didn't hear Mike pull back. Was there any breaking stations out there? If not, go ahead and pick it up again, Mike. W4GNK, 4GZQ in the group. Up in Peachtree City, Georgia, up that near Atlanta, Mike. And Mike, I'm about to lose you here. How you Peachtree City, Georgia, this call hotel. Over.
And these people are aggravating me.
I see a little strikeout on the panel off of there, Perry. A little frustrated here trying to keep everything together. Good morning, Perry. Out there. Mac, only thing I know to do is try to maybe send it Perry's way, I guess.
The frequency's in use, man. Use a damn dummy load.
Coffee here on the flex. Yeah, okay. Sorry, didn't make 610 friendly there, over.
Yeah, hold on, make sure I got it. Yeah, it is BC 610 Friday here. Hold on. Anyway, now that the carrier's not being thrown, and they're strong, so I know they're close to me. Can you please stand by and use a dummy load? The frequency's in use. Okay, tuning up and whistling and all that stuff can be done into a dummy load. Or up at 3892, where it's not going to be any difference if you tune up out of our pass band and then come back down here and join the QSO. You're more than welcome to join the QSO. But anyway, with that being said, it's rough in here this morning, fellas. I can't hear Bob. Well, I can hear Bob a little bit. I'm not hearing... Good Lord, I'm not hearing Mike at all. He was starting to come up a little bit where I could hear a word or two, but the band's just not in good shape between us this morning. And Kevin, you've been strong, but you're getting some serious QSB on your signal at the moment now too. So I'm gonna say 7-3, guys. Have a great day. We'll catch up with you fellers hopefully tomorrow morning. And happy BC 610 Friday. And maybe you guys can join us for the old military radio net tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. But it doesn't look like the band is going to cooperate, because it has not been cooperating in the mornings at all. So if not on 3885, guys, we'll catch you maybe up or down a little ways. But great talking to you, fellers. We'll turn it down to Bob, KN4HH, and I'll be listening out here. I'll be around the shack, so I'll be listening in. 7-3, guys, KN4HH, Bob. Here it comes. Down to beautiful Peachtree City, Georgia, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is W3MMR. 7-3, failers.
Okay, thanks. W3MMR, the group KN4, Star Rushmore 73. I can hear you and Kevin and Mike, your Mac, so it'll be another challenge this morning, Kevin. So since you're kind of, well, kind of in the north, kind of the far north, right up here. I've been noticing on the military net and even on the Florida AM net for the last couple of weeks. And when I'm on the military net, I run military equipment, they only run 60 watts, so they never hear me. We'll see. Okay, let me try you again, Mike. I heard you very well that last time, Mike. This is what happened over there last time. We talked about Military W4AXE also. So we've got the metro area kind of bracketed this morning. So let me turn it to you, Mike. Kevin, if he doesn't pick it up, maybe you can relay it for us. W4GNK, KN4H. Okay, Mike. Yeah, I'm copying you very well now. You're doing well. You're almost 20 over my signal. Kevin, I'll send it back to you. You can get it around. You said Mac was in there. I did not hear him, so I'll let you pass it on, Kevin. KK4GZQ, KN4HH.
Boy, I like the audio on that rig. Let's put you in there, and Joe's out there as well. K4JCC, W4X. K4JCC, and the group, Good morning, Mac. Sorry, I'm not.
Good morning. She's got two W4X, and please detail. Sort of violates my rule when having to use the FSCO this morning. Let's do all these things. I think that somewhere in the area. So happy KCB, W4S.
Peachtree, Georgia this morning. Okay, on the evacuator coil and you got certification on that. If you ever got a chance to do any washing at all. And let's see here. Terry Stein, Mike, it's always good to catch you in here, W4GNK down out of Louisiana. And the signal's been kind of marginal here on your last couple overs, but I still got you up here, Mike. And always good to talk to you. So let's see. I was turned up to Perry. Perry was going to Bob. So Bob, it's your turn to pick it up. KM4HA was Bruce.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. KK4G. Now I'm only hearing you and Mike, so around here. Where's that guy? We're ready to dry out again. The static crashes are pretty good. Really bad. It was so bad I couldn't even work the 37. So I'll go ahead and see. I'm playing Circle M again. I'm only out 7300 again. Running my little SPE Expert solid state amplifier to 250 watts of carrier to an 80 meter dipole. So here comes Mike again. Good signal
to get better for us here in the south as the sun starts to come out here about 7 a.m. And looks like Georgia's going to start reopening today, and maybe restaurants to some extent on Monday. It's very important. I have feelings on both sides of it, so I guess the way in these big tents for pressure washing. I've done a job with it. It's on my list. And sidewalks. I might once I get going.
Morning, Jake.
a.m. with Bruce to the Florida Advanced Road Series. Good morning, UJ. Good morning to in for JK that joined in, and Flo and Mac and Bob. And I've sent it down to Bob again. I'll sit in for maybe, well, no, it's already 7 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and sign out of you guys. And Art, I thought you sent your Flex 5000 this morning with the SP220. There's just a lot of rapid QSD. We're really getting about half of what Jay's saying this morning. So the band and the band early on at 5 and 5:30 has just been rocking early on. So things get better at the Gray Line. So in the Carolina group, that's coming in these mornings pretty long up here at about 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I won't rant and go on and on about it. I'm going to go in here and get on my list and make some phone calls and see if I can knock a little bit of the old dirty word out here today. And then we've got rain moving in, and we're going to have on and off rain here for the next 4 or 5 days. So we're just kind of dodging that. Mac, I did copy what you said. Sounds like to me you just need to, basically soft wash it. It'll be important to get good coverage on your SH, your sodium hydrochloride, and get good coverage on that, and just a soft rinse it off, and it should do what you want it to do. And you can play around with your mix ratios as needed. Just be careful, about breathing it and what you get it on, especially your skin if you got it real super hot, and your eyes. So with that, everybody, I'm going to get out of here and get deep into that. KN4 and HH to pick it up. I'll listen out. KK4, GZ2, come for you about it.
Yeah, the electricians came out on Tuesday and met with me, but that's the point where we always get with them, and then they bail, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. Well, you could, in your breast pocket and your back pocket, your front pocket, you could have $100 bills to where they just see the money as you walk around, and that way they would just think this would be a wonderful thing.
Well, you know, for some people, money is not a incentive.
Yeah, okay.
So your stack is only crashing at minus 95?
Yeah, the whole static line is bumping up to, it's running right around 115, and then it bumps up to about 95.
Oh man, mine's going to like minus 70.
Wow.
I got 25 dB more noise than you do. Yeah, that peak was minus 70 right there.
Wow. Yeah, good. Well, I'm looking at the whole spectrum. I narrowed it down to 2 times, and I've seen worse.
Oh yeah, like yesterday when I was getting ADC overloads from the static.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know it's time to disconnect when you see that.
Yes. I watched the lightning. We didn't get much lightning up this way as far as those little dots on the lightning map. There was one in Turin and one in Peachtree City, but nothing in this immediate vicinity.
Yeah, every time I would hook up that one, I would always start hearing thunder a few minutes later, and then I'd disconnect and wait and hook back up, then thunder would start again, so I just finally gave up. I figure if you can hear the thunder, it's probably not a good idea to be connected.
Yeah, well, I judge that on how loud it is.
If you can hear it at all, it's close enough to not want to be connected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ever had a lightning hit, Brian?
Yeah,
How do you know that happened? Do you have damage something?
Yeah, blew the hunk out. Did I send you the picture of a chunk of concrete that blew out of the tower base?
Oh, no. You know, we did that even with all those ground rods.
Yeah, I'll send you the picture.
Where's somebody on the AM?
Because the QRM ability is much better, Garrett.
Might have been an accident.
That's not an accident. He's in here he's in here quite a bit. He QRMs a bunch of people up and down the band.
I guess I'm an optimist. Yeah.
Rico, I'll be back. W4OG.
Okay.
Good morning, Brian. K4JPD. Hey, good morning, Steve. On W4WMP. What's going on?
Oh, same old. Just staying busy. Lots of things going on. Bought my wife a four-wheeler for her birthday. She's playing with that.
That was mighty white of you.
Yeah, I thought so.
It is too. Yeah, but it's a bright red one. Ordered down at Cycle Works. Hey, Frank's in here as well. Good morning, Frank. K40JPD in Clem, Georgia.
Yeah, good morning, Steve. We have 2 SDRs in Plum County, New Jersey.
Yep, sounding real good, Frank. Hope you're well.
Everything's fine. Hope you are too, and fine business on the four-wheeler. Sounding good. At least 8 degrees up this way and rain.
Yeah, well, I guess you're getting the rain we had. Well, we're ready to head to Florida. We're through the house building. We're all moved in the new house. I'm in my new ham shack, and the last project was to bury the coax, which was an all-day job from one tower to another. Had to use a tractor to pull it out through the woods. We got it. Had it all buried, dug about a 4-foot hole, a 3-foot hole to bury the cable. So I guess I moved the ham shack from one place to another is complete. And what kind of coax and stuff and how long was span? What did you say about the coax? The coax was Andrew's 1 5/8" foam and 300 foot long. Okay. K4POP, Donnie, I was listening, and I'm fixing to have to go through the same thing. So I've been asking and listening. I'm burying it and everything. I'm going to have about 725 feet. So anyway, I just want to make sure I've done something right. Don't have to dig it up. Yeah, I don't, this is direct burial. This is Andrews. I can't remember the number of it right now. It's something, but it's their 1 5/8 solid dielectric. I didn't want to run the oxygen. It's 300 feet long. I paid $2,700 for it, and 2 connectors on both ends were $175 each. So that's $3,000 for 300 foot run of cable. Yeah, that's expensive, brother. I got a connection to getting some that's already been used in good shape, so I think I'm going to try to go that route and save about half, or a little more than half there. Anyway, I didn't want to brush you up in the four-wheeler part. I was curious what kind of four-wheeler it was, man. When you said that, that was intriguing there. Like my wife, she used to really like four-wheelers when she was able to ride. Roger. Well, good to hear you. Good morning. I'm just checked into the group here, so I'll shut up and join back over to Brian. Good luck with your cable bearing. I actually use a turning point plow, single point plow on the back of my tractor. The next door neighbor actually has a ditch switch contraption that goes on the front of a skid steer that I buried my water line back to the house. My driveway is 1,250 feet long, and I buried the water line down the side of the driveway, and I used his ditch switch, his trencher and the skid steer, dug the hole, but I didn't want to bother him in this house. I just used a single point plow on my tractor, and it was nothing to it. It's piece of cake.
K4SD.
Good morning. Go ahead, Brian. Pick it up. I'll shut up. K4JPD.
W4WMT.
B2SDR.
W4OG.
That was nice of them to let you use that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I've pretty much given up on mine. I'm just let's just let it sit on top of the ground and mow around it. That's fine.
Well, I didn't want to have to drive over or anything and bend the coax.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to drive over it, would you?
It was like a big fire hose laying on top of the ground. It caused a big bump. Oh man, that's Atticus. Can't believe it's so low over at Bill's house.
Right between 95 and 90 dB down on the scale.
And see, mine's minus 70. That's huge. The peak, you're saying, or average? Well, just, how far it's jumping up on the pan adapter. On the pan adapter, on those static peaks, it's jumping up to minus 70.
Wow. Of course, your antenna is resiliency, and so that maybe has something to do with it.
Yeah, mine only goes to minus 90. Isn't there a menu setting, though, that affects the way that pan adapter reads compared to the S meter?
I don't know. I never even used the S meter.
What I'm saying is, I think there's menu settings that could change the ratio. In other words, my pan adapter is only reading minus 115 for the most part, but the meter is bouncing between S9 and 5 or 10 over.
Yeah, it could be.
What's your S meter bouncing? I mean, if it's reading that on the, if my pan adapter was reading minus 70, my S meter would be up around 30 to 35 over on static crashes.
I have mine turned off.
Yeah, me too.
You guys keep your meter turned off.
Hey, Steve, where are you going to go in Florida?
We're going to New Smyrna Beach. We've got a interest in a condo down there that we go down to several times a year. Of course, we haven't been since back before Christmas, so as soon as probably in the next week or two, we're going to go down for a week or so. New Smyrna Beach is south of Daytona by about 100 miles. Oh, about 50 miles.
Yeah, I've been through there countless times.
Yeah, it's a nice little town. They've got a little restaurant row there, and porches, and they got a restaurant down there called Hurricane Bar, right down on the beach, where the front of the bar opens up right to the beach front. Sit there and drink the night away.
All right. Well, all the bars and restaurants opening back up down there.
I don't know that. I was looking last night on the internet trying to determine whether they were open or not, and the only thing I could see is that's in Volusia County, so they were saying they were, because Volusia County shut everything down, they were following the lead of Volusia County. I'm definitely not going to go with well, I don't care about the restaurants being open or not, but I did hear about the beach being open.
Yeah, we canceled our April beach trip because there wouldn't be any restaurants to go to, and I didn't want to go down there and cook.
So we were on an 8-day cruise leaving on April the 4th out of Miami, going down to the usual Caribbean places. They canceled that. Caribbean was real white about it. They said, you want your money back, or we'll give you, you use it for future cruise credit, and we'll give you an extra $600 to sweeten the pot. So they're sitting on $2,500 of my money plus a $600 pot sweetener.
Man, you'd have to have some guts to go on a cruise right about now, wouldn't you?
Brian, I'm more scared of the getting out on it, and you can't get back to the shore. To going out there and getting sick or not. I've been aware of sick people all my life, and I haven't been one of them, thank God. I'm not worried. My biggest fear would be not being able to come back home when you're ready to come home.
Oh yeah, because you'd be locked down.
Yeah, they had one of those round-the-world cruise ships just finally has been able to unload all of its passengers recently.
And God knows what they've been eating all this time.
So they've been able to meet them. I know it was funny down in the Caribbean, Holland America Cruise Line. They had two ships there, the Dam and the Rotterdam. And we had been on both of them. We'd been on the Dam going to Central America. We'd been on Rotterdam going to Alaska. And one of them had passengers on them they couldn't get rid of. Nobody let them unload them. So the other cruise ship met them out in the ocean down there somewhere else, the Panama Canal. And they loaded provisions across from one ship over to the other. So they keep those poor people on that ship for about, for about 8 weeks.
Yeah, they were making them stay in their staterooms and sliding the food underneath the door.
That's the thing I would be scared of.
Oh, man.
But anyway, I haven't rebooked yet. We'll probably go, I'm thinking probably about December. It should be all in the coast should be clear by then.
Oh, well, or at least we'll know. We'll know definitely whether it is or not, that's for sure. Yeah, what a mess.
Just on the dipole this morning, hope it sounds okay.
Your dipole sounds good on my dipole. How about you, Gail? Are you going back to work today? You must have already gone.
I think you can get a haircut starting today and go back to the gym.
Yeah, no problem. I'll let Bill go and test it out. Oh, my gym's not open. Oh, that's what they can open today? They probably fired everybody, so now they have to hire new people, everything, I figured. Why didn't they get to apply for the CPC loan and then they could have kept them? Well, I don't know if they did or didn't, but the guy that owned it, he sold it back in January or February. Maybe he got the PPP loan and then fired him anyway. But he sold it to a big company who has gyms all over the country, so they may or may not be eligible. I don't know. So, I'm kind of amp on my phone, and when they send out announcements, I get notifications, so I've not gotten anything, so. Well, you know, they may never open up again, you know, who knows?
For you too, SDR.
They've got one gym in Noonan, they got the two gyms there in Fisher City, and I think there's another one on the south side. Then they have gyms up on the north side too.
What's the name of the bill?
Express or something. I have to go get my keys and read the name. Let me get that.
How about it? Fitness Express?
I think so. You've been going there for over 10 years and you don't even know the name of the place? That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. I haven't been to Cheers since all this started. I think I'll go today and do a drive-by.
Yeah, we went the other day, and of course they never closed down, and you pull up and sit in your car, and they come out in your car. It's curb service. We bought 3 gallons of spirits the other day, and they come out there, what do you want?
Before it was sold, it was World Gym. And then they sold it, and now they're part of One Life.
Oh, that's the same thing. They have a gym in Carrollton.
They're all over the country, so. Oh, okay. It's the countrywide thing. Well,
They just sound the headlight. It's just Noonan and Vicinity. That's the ones I knew about was Noonan and the old World Gym was 2 locations in Atlanta, and my sister's history for and now it's One Life Fitness. They took over in February, and then of course in March they got shut down. Yeah. Well, it couldn't be helped. Yeah, left up there along with everybody else.
How about Five Guys Restaurant and Harold? They still got the chair turned upside down on the table. They just never opened it.
Yeah, I didn't even know we had a Five Guys.
And yeah, down across the street from Steak and Shake.
I didn't know we had a Steak and Shake.
Yeah, on 27.
Yeah, I gotta get out more.
Yeah, right past Cooper. On the left is Steak and Shake, and on the right is Five Guys.
Five Guys, you know, they advertise beef or frozen.
Well, they need to advertise. We'll give you more French fries than a human could possibly eat.
And peanuts. No salt, and they'll do that for you, too. How would you do that? It's like Five Guys, so we go over there. Just kidding. KC4GL.
Hey, good morning, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn. What you got?
Morning, Glenn.
Good morning. Dragging in. Again.
Hey, Glenn, my grandson's baby was removed in July.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Hell, at least they're thinking about getting open for the fall.
Yeah.
Bill, so are you going to the gym? Is that what I heard you say?
Well, my local gym hasn't opened up. The governor of Governor of Georgia says barbershops, hair salons, and gyms and other organizations can all open today. And the big pulpit in Washington said, no, you shouldn't really do that. But the little pulpit in Atlanta, Georgia says we're going to go ahead and do it anyway.
The tattoo parlors were the other one, Bill.
Yeah, that was the one they were giving him the most crap about.
Well, that's the most important, essential one.
Nail salons, too.
So all the Vietnamese and Koreans can get together.
Bill, you can go to the tattoo salon and get one of those Panama City license plates.
Well, I'll tell you, man, there's something that's happened here that's really of concern for the economy.
Double.
Something's happened here that's a real concern. Wait a minute, who won the double?
West won the double.
Guess depends on where you were, Brian. That's true. I was saying, I want to keep on trumping tattoo.
Oh, Bill's going to get I love SDR.
Hell, my people in small business, hell, and big business too. I got a friend who manages a chain of retail shoe stores. He's Southeast Regional Manager, hundreds and hundreds of stores. He's concerned that his employees aren't going to come back to work because they're getting paid more to stay home than they ever were when they were working. Oh, he needs to pay them more.
And an extra $600 blew it over the top.
Yeah, well, you don't make a whole lot of money selling shoes unless you work a whole lot. But they're getting unemployment, man. They're getting more. They're getting $600 a week unemployment where they used to work 20 hours a week at the shoe store. And that's a concern. And the other one, I just found out this yesterday. I got a client that runs one of these little Hispanic grocery stores, and they have fresh meat, fresh produce, and then it's a little small store. And they have hot lunch. All his employees have quit because they're afraid they're going to get the virus. They're all getting federal aid, too. So,
he's having a hard time even finding anybody to work. People are not willing to go to work in some places.
Yeah, it's a big mess.
And in the long term, the government can't pay out this money but so long. I mean, I get the bridge part, but
Well, the feds can do it forever, so to speak, but the states can't.
well, I didn't qualify for stimulus, so I didn't do that. So, KC has a painting company. They said, oh, well, we'll allow self-employed people. They can apply, so I applied for her for unemployment, and they said, nope, she doesn't qualify. And so then I get emails saying that she can qualify for the federal PUA. I applied yesterday for the PUA, and I guess they're filling it all out, and they send us copies of your state and federal tax returns. I said, no, I don't know whether I want to do that or not. I'm on a limbo on that, so far I'm at zero. Well, I don't know how much on paper she says she makes, Steve, but she under the PPA, all she can get is 1/6 of whatever she made last year plus 25%. So she made, she made 100,000, then she could get that 16,000 plus she get 20,000. Well, the question was a tricky question in there, Glenn. They said that they only ordered like the first 4 months of last year. And she had a couple of real big months. And I said, what was your net? Well, she didn't pay any of her bills because she has a rolling account with Sherwin-Williams. So her net for one of those months was like, $6,000 or $7,000. Yeah, I understand exactly. So I filled in exactly what it was. And anyway, so I was fine with that. And I said, okay, for this, send your federal tax return. I said, I know who you are. I'm not sending PUA or .gov. My tax return just said, or your bank statement. So, but the bank statement doesn't show what her net is. It only shows the amount of money you put in her checking account. Anyway. And the two I applied for, this was the emergency loan. All you had to do was just put a number in that one. Put your bank information. The other one that I applied for is the PPA. The PPA was through my bank. They did it. But I did have to give them a copy of my tax return. But I ain't got any money, so. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Feds are about to put that grocery store out of business on food stamps because he got caught. He didn't, but somebody there filled out the paperwork wrong on one of them WIC transactions, 2 of them actually. They want to suspend his, not WIC, but food stamps for 3 years. If they do that, he's out of business. And of course, he called me yesterday and told me that today's the deadline. He called me yesterday and said, yeah, go ahead and file the lawsuit. Thanks for the notice.
Are you still there, Tony?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you heard Ernie on there?
No, because I think Ernie, we contacted
Oh.
Brian? He had to run upstairs, Tony.
Yeah, Ernie, he's just there. We were just on the 2-meter Jasper repeater.
Oh, okay. You were on the Jasper repeater.
Oh yeah, that thing works wonderful from Roswell, from my house, and he said he's going to live like a rock throw away from it up there.
I can get it from my QTH real easily.
Is that the one on Oglethorpe?
Yeah, that one.
Yep, it's about 3,000 feet.
Yeah, I know. I've been there many times. You used to operate go up there and operate the VHF contest from up there. That was a ton of fun.
way is that from you, Tony?
Oh, gee, I'm not sure. It's gotta be, 50 miles, maybe?
How much was that?
50?
Well, static crash got you. 50? Did you say 50?
Correct, 50 miles. I'm trying to find it. Yeah,
Oh, that's okay. Just an approximate. It's okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, KC4GL.
Hey, was it hard taking your $7,000 parquet? Oh, okay. You didn't take that back off.
Well, the right handle was loose and slightly bent, so I just took it off the other day to tighten those screws up, and that's when I noticed that pinched cable going to the power switch.
Yeah, I wonder if they're all like that.
Oh no, that's why I kind of threw that out there, you know. I assume they are. I'm sure they all make it the same way.
That was a cable that leads over to the switch, that's the rocker switch.
The switch is in there, the power cable that goes to the switch is off the power switch at a 90-degree angle, you know, kind of towards the middle of the radio. That's where that little metal, part of the chassis is. It's just pinched right in between it.
Yeah, that's no good.
So, when you turn the switch around like I did, now that the cable, the wire goes to the right-hand side of the chassis, completely away from that plate, and it's not going to get pinched. So you could have, bend it a little bit, so wanted to leave the switch where it was, just bend the cable so it doesn't go over so far to the left.
You have to take out a couple of screws and then flip the switch?
The switch is just got a little push tab. You just bend down the tab and just pop it out and turn it around.
Oh, okay. And then reroute that wire that you pinched and you're done.
Well, yeah, because when you turn the switch around, it automatically reroutes to the right-hand side of the switch. So that's completely out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Let's take about a minute to do that.
My little handle is bent on one side too. I think I'm just going to take this thing off and throw them away.
Yeah, that'll work too. There's just a couple of Phillips head screws holding them on.
And those are double done. I mean, who's going to use those anyway?
I don't know. I've got my audio cable and LAN cable tucked in behind it, just kind of keep it close to the chassis.
Okay, well, this is what Ernie does. Oh, what's this? I guess that's what they're really a cable, like a cable route. Not really a rack handle, but a cable route.
Yeah, they work just for that. Switches in the back were loose except for the 4-inch jack.
You know why they put that switching back on, don't you?
Yeah, because it follows the UK Australian standard.
Yeah, but they're upside down down there in Australia. It looks right side up to them.
I know. I was tired of having a mirror up above it so I could see it the correct way.
I talked to Tommy Jim on the phone last night.
You talked to Tommy Jim on the phone?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know you were a phone buddy.
Well, since I've been staying up so late, drinking by the fire and everybody else goes to bed, man, I've been calling all kinds of people.
So you were up drunk talking to Tommy Jim on the radio?
I actually wasn't. I wasn't drunk last night when I talked to him, but I had been drinking a little yesterday. But no, it was Oh, well, it must have been about 10:30 or something like that, or 11 o'clock. He and I had phone tagged, and anyway, I was at him on speakerphone, and he was talking about, when he had played with Neil Young or the same place. My son, you should have seen my son's eyes bugging out. He was telling a couple stories about Neil Young and a couple of other performers that he knew or had met over the years,
Be a QSTR.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm telling you, when he was saying, he said, and Neil this, he was talking like he knew him, Of course, I mean, who knows? Yeah, they're blood buddies. Yeah, anyway. But Glenn loves rock and roll. And Rachel listens to that crap.
Well, she listens to what kind of crap?
She listens to, the Chainsmokers. I don't know what they are. She listens to kind of rap, pop, junk.
Calling CQ, hello CQ, calling CQ, hello CQ, calling CQ 75 meters. Here's Alpha Juliet 1 Golf, AJ1G, Alpha Juliet 1 Golf.
Hey, good morning, Chris. I'm shutting this thing off and going to work, but you're coming out. Excuse me, Pennsylvania, good. And I don't know if you know about my live feed. That's why I was keen up to tell you. I've been live streaming on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out during the day, it's usually always on during the day there. So, but I'm having some RF problems here because of the rain and my new power level here. So I'm going to say 7-3, Chris. Have a great day. And yeah, check it out. The live stream is always streaming. We'll see you. W3MMR.
Yeah, W3MMR, AJ1G. I thought you were doubling with somebody, but it was crosswalk to the local broadcast station, so I didn't get much of that, Perry, but I'm copping you fine now that I backed the gain off on the receiver.
Yeah, check out my live stream. I'm live streaming on YouTube, usually throughout the day. I leave the Anon on and live stream here, so you can check it out on YouTube. Just go to my YouTube channel, and you should see the live video there. Okay, Chris, I gotta roll. I gotta get to work. I'll catch up with you later, buddy. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah, are you live streaming throughout the day while you're at work? Is it following you around, or just showing your shack?
No, it's just my Anon. I'm just live streaming at the Anon. No, I'm not live streaming work. I'm live streaming the radio like I do my videos.
So you're live streaming 3885 through your Anon. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's correct. I guess you're having a hard time hearing me.
No, I hear you fine. I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing. Okay, yeah, you're pretty loud. I'm on the 7100 into the 600L and 150 watts of carrier. 125 watts of carrier. The swear's a little high because I got the stubs on the antenna to resonate down in the PX window.